Speaking of putting it together, a newscast, were there any instructions of this is how you structure a newscast? And I'll tell you sort of specifics for people who are watching. When you went into the newsroom, you certainly of the newer building, which now is an old building, but the new building, and you open the door to the newsroom and you look in. There's a huge newsroom in the booths, where you'd be on the air and stuff. But one wall was nothing but actualities and voicers for street people who are out on the street. So it would say something like, mayor conference, or 8-car pile up on I-94, that kind of thing. And as I recall, it would be like minute 10 of the time of the cut would be on of the actuality of the reporter in the field, that sort of thing. Right. Was there any instructions of you're going to be doing a 6.5 minute cast? You need to use 2 of these or 3 of these, or many as you can, or don't do a cast without some.
It was always shorter is better. So if you got a voicer from another station, I think it was 25 or 30 seconds. Sound bites, I think, unless they were just like super compelling, were maybe 15, 20 seconds. And we got so much sound because we offered money awards for people calling in. 961 NEWS in Detroit and 254 CKLW in Windsor. And we'd say we pay cash weekly and have a yearly award. And we said that almost in every newscast. Because of the fact that we were in Canada, we didn't have to ask people's permission to record them. When people would call up on the tip line, we had and for new people in radio who might be listening, you guys had a board op to run your shows, and we had a board op in the newsroom. I'd look over at the op and I'd say, roll the tape. I remember we had a woman who called up and said she just killed her husband. And so in typical Big 8 style, we said, well, what did you do, ma'am? And she, I don't know whether she shot him or stabbed him or whatever. She described what she did and why she did it. And then we did the responsible thing and said, did you call the police yet? And she said, no, I called the Big 8 first. And I said, well, maybe
I want the news tip money.
So we had actualities like that. And that's, again, that was a sensational part of the news. But we kept, and now that one we might have allowed to run like, say, 30 seconds or something. But the key was to get as many stories as we could in that however long we had. And also, because we were licensed by the CRTC, we had to include some Canadian content in each newscast. And so the problem with that was Americans don't understand the Canadian system of government, that is parliamentary style, but most Americans don't understand that.
True.
And so you couldn't do political stories unless it was something, Prime Minister Trudeau, wife was seen with Mick Jagger or something. And Windsor didn't have much crime, so you couldn't do that. And so you had to find a Canadian story that would relate to an American audience. And that was the hard part a lot of the time.